My grandma died.
Suck. Check 1, check 2. Oh my god, we're back, baby.
Do we have all of our settings?
I
correct?
think we sound okay.
Is that close enough to you?
Yeah. Is it? Am I coming through to you?
No, I'm just making sure you're comfortable.
Oh, comfort wise, no, not at all. Sorry.
Wow.
Okay. Lingering effects of that whatever nonsense I had the other day.
Oh yeah.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome back to my aunt's attic.
We are so back. Happy New Year.
Yeah, that was a hot minute ago. We took a little bit of a hiatus because I'm a freak of nature, and we had some other things to catch up on. So, to the people, or to the person, really, the one person. I don't know if it feels like we took a hiatus because we've been coming out with a couple more.
We've been kind of scattered, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Consistently scattered.
There's literally no rhyme or reason to this nonsense. So the best option is just to put on your post notifications. Is that a thing on Spotify?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. Put on post notifications to let you know when we actually post something because we've abandoned any kind of regularity. So,
yeah.
But we did take a little bit of a hiatus. 1, for me to get my head back on straight because life was imploding. And then 2, to also catch up on all the episodes that we had gotten behind on. So I think we're very close to doing that. So we're back at it, baby. How you doing, Mary Grace?
Oh my god, I'm good.
Okay.
This is so weird now.
We have so much to catch up on. What's gone on in the month that we haven't recorded or something? Month and a half.
I feel like it's been more, yeah.
It's been like a month and a half.
Okay, well the thing that's in the fore of my mind is the TikTok ban.
Uh-huh. Yes, that just happened, 2 days ago?
Yes.
Today is Tuesday. It happened on Sunday.
Well, it started Saturday night, right?
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah.
By the way?
It actually went through. I really didn't expect it to actually go through, especially with...
Me neither.
I saw that the U.S. government was like backtracking because they're like, oh, they didn't take our bluff. Now we actually have to go through with it. And
yeah, so I did not think it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody on my For You page just crying. And this was like before. This is maybe like a week before. The people were talking about it, and I was just like, oh my god, get a life. Like, get a real problem. You will absolutely catch me Saturday night making sure I have all of my videos saved. I went down memory lane. I scrolled to the bottom of my favorited sounds and just listened to TikTok sounds from 2019 and 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I literally prepped, and honestly, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Because my sister was like, oh, I was like in the middle of saving all my... Okay, well, she has probably a couple hundred TikToks posted. I have 4. She's like, I was in the middle of saving all my stuff, and then it shut down, and I'm like, sucks to suck. Like, I was ready.
Yeah. I think it'll come back.
Back to be banned?
What?
What?
What'd you say?
It is back. Wait, you don't know about this?
Wait, what? Did it
Danielle,
come back?
The ban lasted 12 hours.
Are you kidding me? No, I haven't checked. I haven't even checked.
Dude.
Yeah, no, I totally didn't know about it. I kind of gave up on checking it because it was banned and it blacked out, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, so I think they said it went out at like 8:30, and then it came back. I don't know if it was 12 or 15 hours later.
Well, I mean, it went really dark, like what you said. But then he got into office like 2 days later. Or not even 2 days later, and he said that his like first official thing was to extend the leniency. Or I don't know exactly how it happens, but basically he's pushing off the going through with the ban. I don't know if he is doing away with it completely or if it's just like an extension. I think it's just an extension as of right now, but he's working, I guess, with the person who owns it and with other companies to be able to monitor it a little bit better and be able to have more security with it, which let's go ahead and talk about it. Me being the conspiracy theorist that I am.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about because I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know who it was, but there was one politician who said the quiet part out loud. He said, I've never seen a more dangerous propaganda tool in my life. And I'm like, honey, this is supposed to be a national security threat, not a propaganda issue. So yeah, he totally, he said the quiet part out loud and he kind of he blabbed on himself. The government is just simply scared because this is a tool that America has used, and they're afraid of a revolution against them. That's all this is.
Yeah.
And the fact that Americans went to an actual Chinese communist app is hilarious to me.
It's so funny. Did you download it?
No.
I got on it. It's a little bit frustrating to like get your algorithm back, but I was starting to, and then TikTok was back. So.
Well, do you remember like before I was like, TikTok was on the chopping block for me anyway, just because of I hate TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
It's so overrun. It's so, I'm like, America already had an issue with consumerism. I didn't need another thing pushing stuff down my throat when I'm just not materialistic enough for this kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
But I will admit, it got me a couple times. There were a few things that it got me on. But I was just like, I'm tired of having things, buy this. And if I saw one more time, somebody said, did you see that video of the woman crying? No, I didn't see I don't know what they were selling on TikTok Shop about because I never watched the full videos. I literally just saw 10,000 different times. Did you see the video with the woman crying because she and then I would skip it.
What is this, an ad?
I think it was some kind of TikTok Shop, but I saw it so many freaking times.
Do you get the ones that are like, it's like a story and it's like really heartfelt and then it's an ad? Like it's like,
yeah,
I grew out my hair because my sister had cancer before her wedding, so then I shaved it for her and gave her my hair in a wig.
And this is the thing.
And this is how I grew it really fast.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I see those all the time, and I'll be honest, I do fall for them at first.
Yeah. No, I was already pretty much done with TikTok because of all the nonsense before it banned, and so that's why I didn't know it came back, because I stopped checking it because I was like, you know what, this is fine. I don't need it. But I will say this was, my whole family kind of got onto the ship that it was, it's brainwashing our kids and it's this bad. And I'm like, please don't be naive. This is a direct attack on our First Amendment.
Yeah.
Nothing short of it. Please, let's not be naive in believing that this ban is actually for our security. No, it's not. No, it wasn't. Anyway.
Yeah, so you said that you didn't check it.
Mm-hmm.
I told myself I wasn't going to check it, and then I found out that I'm addicted to it. Like, oh my gosh.
I will say I went to check it a couple times, but then I was like, oh yeah, it's banned. I don't have it. And so I haven't deleted the app or anything because I knew it was probably going to come back eventually. But I have yet to get on it. But that's the thing. I have Tumblr. I've had Tumblr for 10,000 years.
Ew.
So my internet addiction is still alive and well, just in other places.
So it's off of the App Store. So if you did delete it, you can get it back.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. Okay, this is an exaggeration. This isn't true. I just thought it was funny that my sister and I were out for lunch with our family on Sunday, and my friend, texted me that it was back. And I was like, thank God, because I was shaking, sweating, and vomiting. I might as well have been. I was like, okay, so... Oh, this is so ridiculous. I did not realize how addicted I was, but Saturday night, Eric and I went to the Funny Bone?
Funny Bone, yeah.
In the mall. And that was at, the show was at 9. It wasn't like I was, gonna be here at night with nothing to do but scroll on TikTok. I was out.
Yeah.
Then I got home, and I needed my TikTok time. So I'm on the freaking red note, and it's not giving me what I need it to give, and I'm like, just keep. I'm forcing myself to stay on it, but I literally kept instinctually going to where I have TikTok. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I think I did it 6 times.
That's not
good.
Yeah, you should definitely try to break that. I started breaking it slowly, my addiction to social media. It started with Instagram. I limited Instagram a whole lot. I deleted all the friends that, were just numbers. Nobody actually cared about me. So I limited my Instagram to people who are directly involved in my life. And then just recently I minimized, that's the word I'm looking for, minimized Facebook as well. I have no friends on that. I just follow for my hockey apps or my hockey websites and everything like that. And it's kind of kicked the need to constantly, I don't doom scroll anymore. I get on, I flip through a couple and I'm done. And then Facebook, because I've kind of done away with TikTok, my addiction to it at least, Facebook is also the only way I ever get any kind of news because I don't have cable. I have to have Facebook. I have to have some kind of connection to the outside world. I'm not that much of a recluse. I wish I was, but I'm not.
I'm good on Instagram. I'm not addicted to Instagram.
My friend Natalie, she says that she doom scrolls real bad on Instagram. I'm like, I don't know how.
Instagram to me is really boring.
Yeah.
because I don't care about other people.
Yeah.
And then when I'm on like the explore page, it's just like food and cats.
Explore page.
Like yeah.
That's how much I don't know Instagram. I don't know what. I thought it was just your feed.
No, like
there's an explore page.
there's like a for you page basically.
I'm getting on it right now to check.
Okay.
What? Where?
In the search section. I think.
You have to search for things.
No. Here, let me. Yeah. This.
It just
click on something.
I don't want to click on anything.
Okay, no. But then you just scroll and then it just suggests stuff to you forever.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cute.
Uh-oh.
No, it's my
She's
fandoms.
fallen into it.
I guess my FYP on Instagram is all of my fandom nonsense.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
But
okay.
It doesn't my feed is
satisfy.
good, but it's like I like to watch videos and it's mostly like not videos. It's like pictures and posts. TikTok.
So I'm going to switch gears a little bit because that just reminded me, like, scrolling through something and it not being like the satisfaction and everything.
Yes.
So you know how November, Orange, 7,
yes.
Thursday, they're all the same?
Yeah.
Watching hockey, the look of the Shoebill, what is it called? The Shoebill stork, the way it looks.
The what?
The Shoebill stork. I've showed you that. I've 100% showed you the Shoebill. Okay. So watching hockey, the Shoebill stork, just the aesthetic vibe of it or something, it's a hideous bird.
These are things that satisfy you?
Yeah, they all give me the same vibe. This bird, scroll through that. That's a magnificent disaster of a bird. A really good vocal fry or scream in a song, and the use of the word, I know, right? I love it. And the use of the word vitriol in a sentence, specifically in
these
Louis
all have the
Capaldi's,
same energy.
Yeah. Louis Capaldi's Forget Me, when he says, I'll take all the vitriol, I want to kill myself. I love that so much. Those all have like the same essence to me.
That's so specific.
It's so satisfying. Something about it is so unbelievably satisfying. I could just live in those moments. I could die happy looking at a Shoebill stork.
Okay. You guys gotta look this up. Or actually don't if you're
It is a dinosaur.
Squeamish,
it's a dinosaur. It is it's such a majestic, ugly bird.
It looks like a rock.
It looks like a rock, sprouted wings and feathers. Yeah. You've heard it too. It sounds like gunfire.
Can you do an impression?
No, I absolutely cannot. I will not even attempt because it clacks its beak real fast like gunfire.
Oh, yes. Yes. I remember.
I am obsessed with this bird.
That is so weird. I love an anhinga.
Come again?
A snake bird.
We're going to look that up.
I like the sound they make. That? I don't know.
Anhinga. Oh my God, tell me I just spelled that right. I 100% did.
Wow. I don't know how to spell it.
Not as visually appealing.
But when it comes out of the water, it looks like a snake. That's so cool. And the sound they make, they go... I love it. Every time I do the sound, I'm impressed with how spot on I am.
Congratulations. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so happy for you. That's your one and only talent. I mean, what? Your face.
You're actually right.
So what else is new?
Oh my God. Literally everything. I'm a whole new person.
So that break was much needed for both of us, I guess.
I guess. I don't know if I like it, but my whole life is like, whoop.
Topsy-turvy.
Crazy.
Okay.
My sister's moving back home.
For good reasons, bad reasons?
She doesn't like her school, so she's going to OCC.
That is so fine.
That is so fine.
That is so fine.
I don't want to live with her, though. I kind of liked that she wasn't here.
You liked being all by yourself.
I did a little bit.
Yeah. Being alone is superb.
Yes.
You just got to get rid of your mom now.
I like her. She's cool.
You liked your sister until you had a taste of without her, too. Right?
I knew I was going to like it, though. A little bit.
Liked being an only child for a hot minute.
I love my sister. I do a lot for my sister. So when she's not here, I do less stuff. That's the only way I can put that.
Yeah, she scared the crap out of me today. I did not know she was here.
That's so funny because I was just like looking at her the whole time. I was like fully aware that she was there.
And I was not. I was not at all. Dear
Sorry.
Lord. That's fine. I didn't need my heart to function properly anyway. It's fine. I cried the other day because I witnessed history. Transition.
Oh.
we're jumping back to me. I know you have a lot going on, but we're jumping back to me.
We both sang.
I went to the Buffalo Sabres versus Penguins game on Friday.
In Buffalo?
In Buffalo.
Whoa.
And while the game overall was uninspiring, to say the least, it was just, they're both trash this year. They're both trash, but they're my two favorite teams, so it's a rough season. Anyway, I did witness history, though, because Alex Nedeljkovic, who I just recently found out is from Poma, Ohio, with a last name like Nedeljkovic, I'm thinking he's coming straight from,
right.
The Swiss Alps pooped him out or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But he's from Poma, Ohio, so my boy from Ohio, he got a goalie goal as well as an assist, which is the first time in NHL history.
Wow.
And he is the only goalie in all of hockey history to get a goalie goal in all 3 professional leagues. He actually has 4. He had 2 in the AHL.
Oh my God.
Eyewitness history. I cried. It was amazing.
Were you by yourself?
Natalie.
Nice.
Yeah, she's my go-to hockey girl. That was our 3rd game of the season. We have 3 more. Unfortunately not for the Penguins again, but yeah. But the Pens won 5-2, and it was
That's
rough.
Insane. Do they have videos of that online?
Oh yeah.
I
It's everywhere.
that.
It was amazing. He was behind his goal and he shot it clear down the other side.
Wow.
I mean, obviously it's an empty netter kind of thing, but it's still amazing.
Well, the accuracy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was amazing. No, there is actually a really, really cute picture of Sidney Crosby turning around as the puck is going into the goal. And obviously, it's going in. And so he turned around to look at Ned, and just the smile on his face. It's such a cute picture.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I did. I called my mom. It was like 10 p.m. We got back to the car, and I'm like, Mom, you would not believe what I just witnessed. I did. I cried.
So
it was
awesome.
amazing. I remember when I first got the tickets for my first NHL game, which was Sabres versus Pens, I sobbed. I was so excited. I absolutely sobbed, and I was like in tears all over again. I was just like, I just witnessed history. It was amazing. Anyway, so I had to talk about that. That's why we're recording today, because I really wanted to talk about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like the energy in there.
It was funny because actually there were probably 50% of that arena was Pens fans.
Mm-hmm.
Penguins fans took over that arena. It was kind of hilarious. But I was talking to a coworker of mine because Buffalo, despite them being absolutely terrible, loyal fans. Mm-hmm. People still show up. People are still all for it and everything.
Yeah.
They're last in the division right now. They might be dead last in all of NHL right now. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the standings. But no matter what, people still show up for those games, and it's still a good time. The energy is still there. It's despite them being absolute trash for the past 14 years. Everyone still goes. People are Buffalo fans are loyal, and I will give that to them. They're terrible. All hockey fans are terrible, but they're still loyal. They're mean, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they call for people's heads the moment they mess up. It's pretty rough. Lindy Ruff. We're having a rough season with Lindy Ruff, but it's okay. He'll find his groove. Next year's our year. It's happening.
You think?
This year, it's Minnesota. I'm calling it. I want Minnesota to win because it's Fleury's last year. He's retiring, so I would love to see him walk out with his Stanley Cup again. So we'll see. Anyway, your turn.
Oh, we went and saw the Prince of Egypt.
Was that in our hiatus? My gosh, that was forever ago.
Yeah.
Yes, we did see the Prince of Egypt, and I was amazingly surprised at how good it was.
Paint the scene. Paint the picture. You want me to paint it? I'll paint it.
You go ahead. Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And my expectations were like a freaking roller coaster up until it started. Because, I don't know, you texted me. Also, my mom is so funny. I gotta tell this story. You texted me. You're like, oh, the Prince of Egypt. Da, da, da. Or we talked about it before. And I'm like, heck yeah. I love the Prince of Egypt. We're in the car. We get there. And we're like, are we there? And I knew you had taken a wrong turn at some point. So I thought the GPS was like, because a GPS won't have you do a 3-point turn.
No.
Or like U-turn. It'll like take you through a street that loops around. So I thought that's what we were doing, but we were actually there.
Yeah.
And it was in a plaza.
Yeah. Well, that's
theater.
We were driving down the street, and I had originally missed the turn into the plaza, into the whole area and everything. And so it just took us to the other entrance, the other wraparound side of the plaza. And when we're pulling in, I'm looking around and I'm like, there's a bunch of storefronts, there's a couple restaurants, but where's this theater that I thought it was going to be like Broadway-esque theater.
And we were in Rochester, so
yeah.
Yes. And you were like, where are we? I was like, there it is. I saw the name. And we get in there and it's so small.
Yeah, there was like 5 rows of seats.
And I was like, this was probably not going to be great.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But I had like, I don't know. I was like, this is probably going to be like high school level.
Exactly what I was thinking.
And then it was amazing.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Blew every expectation out of the water. Yeah.
That was, I felt bad that not more people saw that.
Yeah.
Like that deserved a much bigger audience.
Well,
I kept looking.
They were running for a few weeks, but even so,
Still.
like, every night deserved 10 times the audience.
Exactly. I kept looking at how there was like 300 people there. I was like, that. I just felt bad. Like I felt like it wasn't getting the audience it deserved.
Gypsy is playing right now. I got an ad for Gypsy with what's her name?
I don't know.
Voices Ariel.
Yes.
From The Little Mermaid. Judy Benson. Is that right?
Sure.
Oh, is that Pocahontas? That might have been Pocahontas.
I have no idea.
What is her name? I don't know.
Anyway.
The voice of Ariel is in Gypsy at this theater, which again kind of blows me away because there's like 5 seats in that theater and we have a star of stars. Like we have an actual Disney princess performing there. I don't know. But it was very impressive because there was a grand total of maybe 20 people in that cast.
Yes.
And there were like no props. There were hardly any props or anything. The people were the props. And it was so impressive. We've talked about
this before of like how if there aren't like many props, like the actors have to be so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the case.
And when they were singing Deliver Us, it sounded like there was a 50 set orchestra there. Like it was so impressive. I'm like, there's literally 7 people on stage singing right now, and it sounded like there was 50. And it was
I have chills thinking about how good it was. It was so good.
To top it off, I got to talk to Moses.
Okay, well, we have to tell a story. Okay, Moses was, oh my God. Ooh. Okay, and my mom was like, he was a little chunky to not be wearing a shirt.
I'm sorry. Ripped.
He was ripped and well-fed.
Yeah.
That's the best combination.
Yeah.
I do not like when a man is like on steroids and is all muscle.
The pure buff.
I think that's gross.
Yeah.
No offense. I'm sorry. I don't mean to body shame people. Oh my God. Calm down, Mary Grace. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It looks like it hurts.
It looks just like, it looks uncomfortable.
It looks
like
uncomfortable.
you can't fit in your own skin. You can't like move the way you want to move.
And when I look at that, I'm like, we can't cuddle because I'll like cut myself on your body.
Yeah.
I like when a dude is like athletic, but also like squishy.
Built, but not stacked.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. He's very good looking.
His husband's very lucky. But no, we went to a restaurant right after the show and he was there.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, I'm going to say congrats on a great show. And they're like, oh my God, don't do that. Like,
who was it? Mary Grace bother him in his meal.
No, obviously,
his friends.
I wasn't going to like sit down and have a full conversation with him. But no, everybody wants a compliment. And so I literally, it was just a drive-by compliment. And I think they were done eating at that point or they hadn't gotten their food, one or the other. And no, it was just a drive-by. It was just like, hey, I caught your show. It was really amazing. You did fantastic. Have a great night. And I walked away.
He did so good, though.
Yeah, he was really excited. He was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. He did amazing. And that's the thing also, because like, it was the expectation of like a high school level. I thought the acting was going to be really cheesy.
Well, he was Aladdin on Broadway, right?
He was?
I think it said that in the pamphlet.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And then I have the biggest girl crush on Zipporah. She's an angel.
My gosh.
Oh my gosh. She started singing and I'm like, punch me in the face. Oh my God.
It was I thought everybody was perfect for their role. I know how you feel about Aaron, but
Aaron needed some work.
Oh, but it was so funny because we were out to dinner before Moses got there. He has got a name. His name is Jacob Dickey. Moses.
It's just Moses. Yeah, I dub thee Moses forever now.
Before he had gotten there, we were talking about the show, and we were like, oh, that was so good. And then we were talking about things we would have done differently, like with scenes with, like, when they obviously, like, part the Red Sea, and, like, how he would have done that, or, like, just water scenes a little bit differently, and you didn't like the guy who played Aaron, or you thought his acting skills could have been better. Da-da-da.
It was just his line delivery was very line delivery rather than acting. He was just delivering his lines.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, Moses sits there. We're like, we should go tell him
we have
our suggestions.
We have notes.
Take this back with you. That was so stupid.
Oh my gosh. But it was very impressive, I will say.
Like I said, I have never seen a live anything where there's real tears.
Are you serious?
I've never.
You're going some poor quality shows then, man.
What do you mean? Like a musicals? I mean, I don't really go to plays.
He really
musicals,
was crying though. He really
was
brought it on.
fully sobbing.
Yeah.
Like tears streaming down his face. I've never seen that before.
He was very impressive. Yeah, no, I was thoroughly impressed with that.
Do you think he cries every single night?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's not that hard actually.
I
well,
can't
for
do
some
it.
people. If I pretend right now, I will start
But do you
sobbing.
have to put yourself into like a...
No.
Okay.
No, I can literally just start sobbing right now just by pretending to sob. My body is just like, we're crying now.
Oh my God.
And tears streaming.
Well, you also cry when you laugh.
Yeah. No, I'm a damp all the time. Wait a second.
You're damp all the time?
It's a perpetual state of being. Oh my God. Oh, I'm crying right now.
You are. You always do. I love when people cry when they laugh. I think that's one of my favorite like traits in a person is someone who cries when they laugh. I love it. I love it.
Well, here we go.
I made a girl cry laughing for the first time when I was in 8th grade. This girl in my religion class, Lydia, shout out. And I never forgot it. I just loved it. I just loved that she was crying when she was laughing. I thought it was the most funny thing ever.
Natalie makes me feel so good about myself because anytime I say something stupid, she has the loudest, most wonderful, obnoxious laugh in the world. She goes gung-ho. She does not care who hears. She'll throw her head back and just cackle. And she does it when I say something so simple. And I'm like, I'm amazing. I'm the funniest person alive. Oh, man. That's fantastic. Nothing's like sitting in the car with her when she laughs, ears ringing.
Oh yeah,
she cackles right in your ear, and it's so funny.
That's
She's
awesome.
just got the best laugh.
How did we get here? Crying. Yeah, I can't. I wish I could make myself cry. There are so many times where everybody else is crying and I'm the only one not crying, and I just want to make myself cry, and I can't.
There's been a lot of times where maladaptive daydreaming has got me sobbing. I'll be trying to put my makeup on, and I'll think of a random scenario or something in my head and start acting it out almost, and I'll start crying, be like, oops, I gotta restart my makeup now. It's that bad.
You're a little bit crazy.
Not even little bit. I'm full on insane at this point.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it at this point. The maladaptive daydreaming has got me in some precarious situations sometimes.
Is that good for you?
No, not the slightest. No, it's really bad actually.
Okay.
It skews your reality to the point where like I don't know half the time what's real and what's not. Like I will think so thoroughly about something that I cannot remember if it actually happened and I'm remembering it or if I have created it.
Wow.
I really don't know half the time. And I think it kind of spurred from being over analyzing every situation and like anxiety riddled about situations. I'll play out every scenario before it happens just to prepare myself for it. And then once everything happens, then I start over analyzing my interaction with everything. And then those will just kind of morph into its own scenario and its own play it out. And then I can't remember if it was actually happened that way or if I'm just making things up. So it just spirals. It's really bad. And then I'll think of something and then want to, play out the scenario in my head. Just completely okay. I'm
like
all over
what?
the place. My biggest thing, it's so stupid, and this is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm actually going to talk about this.
Let's
This
go.
is so embarrassing.
Let's go.
Everyone at some point in their life has wanted to be famous, right? And especially when we do this kind of thing, it has the potential, like, not that we ever would because we suck. We're amazing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, but to be so fair, I have heard podcasts that are way worse than our podcast.
'Tis true.
So many podcasts are so bad, honestly. And no offense, I listen to them. They're great. but I listen to The Substance and I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You're not talking about anything.
The one, I forget what it's called. I remember talking about it on here because I really like the sound of their voices. They have English accents.
Yes.
The two guys.
They
literally talk about nothing but sex. And I have less than no interest in that, but I like the sound of their voice.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Sorry.
Oh, well, I always kind of imagine, like, what if this took off and we had some kind of interview or something with somebody to kind of launch point the podcast?
I do that a little bit.
I play out an interview in my head. I play out the different topics that we might talk about and, the things that, what if we became famous and somebody dug up something from my past? Not that I have a whole lot to dig up, but something that's personal and that they want to talk about. And then I'm like playing out the scenario of talking about my trauma and then all of a sudden I'm crying. And I'm like, you have to go to work. Calm down. This is stupid.
I get that a little bit. I don't think I go that far though.
No, I'm not like full on crying. Like,
wow,
it's a problem. It's an actual problem.
Wow.
And then I tell myself bedtime stories at night, and I like play out different stories. I've talked about that before, but like the books I want to write or the stories that I'm reading, I just obsessively think about them. My brain never shuts off. I'm exhausted because I never stop going.
I bet.
Yeah. What else has gone on in your life?
Oh my god.
I have a list, man. It's like
I have also a list.
Bring it up.
Okay.
Let's just start. Okay, this is a rapid fire topic, non-transition.
We don't really do transitions anyway.
Transition. Guess what?
What?
I finally got to apologize to the Valvoline guy.
Wait a minute.
The guy who asked me out and I didn't know he was asking me out at Valvoline.
Oh my god, I remember this story.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, I went to Valvoline to get my oil change, and I struck up a conversation with the mechanic there. And me being the dummy that I am and doesn't register when someone's flirting with me, didn't know he was flirting with me. And I thought we were just having a nice conversation. We're talking about Star Wars and everything because he saw my little Grogu plushie. And he starts talking about how, you know, he used to live somewhere else, but he moved to the area to take care of his dad. He met somebody, had a couple kids with her, but they're no longer together. So he did manage to slip into the fact that he was single and everything. And I wasn't registering that was his kind of
if
go-to.
a man
like, hey,
does that, that's on purpose.
Yeah, didn't realize that at all. And so at the end of the service, after the oil change and everything, he was just like, am I going to see you again? Well, I'm in mechanic mode. I'm thinking to myself, I just need my oil change.
Not.
Like, yeah.
If you did a good job.
Yeah, it was like, I don't think I need anything. If
not.
I needed something else, I would have gotten it done in this one visit. So no, I don't think you're going to. And so I just kind of shook my head like, no, I think we're all good. And he clammed up real quick and he was just like, okay, have a great day. And he stalked off. I'm like, what happened to that? Like, we were having such a nice conversation. Like, geez, that was such an abrupt end. And
right, because a man won't be nice. I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
I hate men. A man won't be nice unless there's an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
No offense, and I'm sorry, but that is true a lot of times.
Yeah, which I didn't register because I just don't think about that kind of stuff. And so I'm driving away, and it wasn't until I was back on the road, I'm like, oh my God, that was his way of asking me out.
Yeah.
And, you know, but eventually I did. I went back for another oil change, and he was there, and I was just like, listen, I don't know if you remember me. It's totally fine if you don't, but the last time I was here, you asked me out, and I totally didn't register that you did. I am so sorry about that. I'm so oblivious, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I remember you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's all right. And so we struck up another conversation again, but it was a little bit more distant than what the first time around was. And he didn't ask me out. I think he was letting me take point on that, but obviously I didn't ask him out because I'm not interested in that kind of thing. But it was fine. I finally got to apologize to him, so I feel better about my life.
That's good. I feel closure for you.
Yeah. Speaking of dating, though, I guess it's the Danielle show. Sorry. You'll get your turn eventually.
Maybe.
But this just transitioned into the other thing. So I was talking to my aunt about the fact that I think I'm finally getting my family to accept the fact that I actually am genuinely happy being alone. And I'm not just saying that. I want to be alone. But I started to take into consideration what they had always been saying. Like, maybe I'm just standing in my way. Maybe I need to be prepared if God has someone planned for me, kind of thing. And I was like, maybe it is just me standing in my own way and convincing myself. So I saw this person mention an app basically for asexual people. And so I got on there, and it's rare. So I had to like broaden the scope of search filters to be able to like fit like 450 miles before I found anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One person within my parameters popped up. And while he was decently handsome, everything in me was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So no, folks, it really is genuinely, I am not fit to be in a relationship. But along those same lines,
it's not that you're not fit.
No, it's really genuinely, there's nothing in me that wants to be in a relationship.
But it's not like saying that like you're not good enough for one.
No, it's just that it's not my thing.
Right.
It's not for me.
Yes. Relationships aren't fit for you.
Yeah. But I was talking to my aunt about it and how much I've been harping on the fact that I want to be alone and I'm single. And I'm focusing on the wrong thing. Because Paul writes in the New Testament somewhere that basically if you're able to stay single and focus on your relationship with the Lord, that's the best route. But if you are tempted and you do want to get married, it's best to go ahead and get married rather than give in to sinful temptations. Well, I don't have those kind. I have other issues. I have other crosses to bear. But as far as like that kind of thing, no, I don't need to worry about it. So I don't need to worry about that. But The whole point is to focus on the relationship with God. And so while I'm harping on, I'm single. No, I'm not. I am in a relationship with Jesus, and I need to focus on that. And I actually need to take the opportunity that he's given me to not be able to be completely distracted by the ways of this world and relationships that way. I need to focus on my relationship with him instead. And so I'm tired of harping on like, I'm single, and I'm happy, and I'm blah, blah. I'm like, no. I am in a relationship with my Lord and Savior, and I need to focus on that. So
That's
I just wanted to shout that out, folks. I'm done saying that I'm single. I am in a relationship. Haha, I'm taken. I'm a bad girlfriend right now. I need to work on that, but okay, now your turn.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, that's not fair.
Put you on the spot.
Yes, because then you take, and then da-da-da-da, your turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't know how to do this anymore. We're so out of practice.
I know.
Well, I queued up a bunch of things to talk about, and now I'm just rapid fire.
Some, but I feel bad, like, doing it.
Why?
Because it's going to bring the mood down. And I also don't know if it's, like, too personal to say.
Well, the entire reason that... Here, I'll help you out. I'll transition to the depressing stuff. The whole reason we took a hiatus was because I was going through a horribly depressive episode, and my family was going through a bunch of nonsense that I needed to take a break from reality for a little while to be able to get my head back on straight. And my mental health is still garbage. But like I said, there's been too much. Then I was just like, we kind of need to catch up with the topics that we need to talk about, even though I'm still slightly... I ain't all here.
No.
I ain't all here. Went through a real bad... Had a horrible day. What was it, Sunday? Oh, it was a day. It was... And
2 days ago?
2 days ago was a bad day, mental health-wise. And my family noticed, and I'm just like, it's just a day. It's just a day.
It's just a bad day.
It's a bad day. So, yeah. The mood has been appropriately diminished, so go for it.
My grandma died.
Suck! Oh! I'm a dick.
But she died.
Wow.
This was week or two before Christmas.
Oof.
I think.
I suck. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean you suck?
Because I'm so...
Don't compare it. Don't do that.
No. I'm saying, like, it's always the Danielle show. Pay attention to me. And then your grandma died, and I didn't even know. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, that's, like, when my grandpa died, he donated his body to science. And so we didn't have, like, a legitimate funeral because we didn't have anything to bury.
Right.
And we just had a couple different memorial services. We had 2 separate memorial services to accommodate the 2 different locations my grandparents used to live. And despite that, I never really received any closure. It was kind of weird. He was really sick for a while, and I had literally just clocked into work at the bookstore. Literally hit enter, my mom calls. She's like, Grandpa's going, we gotta go say goodbye. And so I leave work, and I go say goodbye. And, like, my coworkers, my manager, they were like, you're coming back, right? Like, you gotta work your shift. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess.
Whoa.
So I went and I watched my grandfather die for 2 hours, and then I went back to work.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know what to do.
That's so sad.
It was my manager that was being a jerk about it, but, like, phew, I had literally just clocked in. So, yeah, they kind of needed me to take over my shift.
That's awful.
But,
I never received
closure.
You know how you felt awful when I just said that earlier? Listen how awful I felt. So, like, a week before she died, she was in hospital. She was, like, sick. And my mom and my sister and I went and saw her, and she was supposed to be going home the next day. But she ended up staying there for the rest of the week, obviously. So we just visited her, and it was like, whatever, it was fine. And then a week later, on Saturday, before I left for work, my mom was like, I guess she's not doing well. Like, we should go see her again. And I'm like, okay. And I go to work, and I get home. And my mom was like, how was your day? And I'm like, oh, it was terrible. It was so busy, and everybody's being rude, and da-da-da, and da-da-da. And she's like, okay, so you know how I said earlier that Grandma wasn't doing well? Oh. I guess she had died before my mom even said that.
It puts things in perspective.
I felt terrible. Oof. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is depressing.
This sucks. Dude, I never thought my grandma was going to die. I thought she was going to live
96.
forever.
She's basically immortal.
Exactly. I thought she was going to live
She's got elf blood in her or something?
I don't know what she's got. But I thought she was going to live forever.
Actually,
I think everybody did.
Speaking of elf blood and everything, we're going to switch gears a little bit because...
Okay.
Still speaking of depressing nonsense. So I re-watched The Lord of the Rings after rereading the books as well.
The audiobooks?
Yeah. And then like I said, I rewatched the movies. I will never, ever, ever get over the end of The Lord of the Rings.
Well,
It's
don't spoil
devastating. Come on now.
Don't!
It's literally from like the 80s.
Okay.
When did it come out?
I don't know.
I lied. It
didn't
might
think
not
it
have
was
been
like
that
that old.
Oh no, it's wicked old. The Hobbit movies are a little bit newer, but the books were done in like 1940s through the 60s or something. Like it's wicked old.
I had no idea.
But the first time I actually watched the movies before reading the books, just because I knew that the books were pretty convoluted just because of the writing style. Tolkien was very old-fashioned. But I watched the movies beforehand. Didn't expect that ending. I had no idea it ended like that, and I was just like, I'm not okay about it. Will you watch it with me?
How long is it?
I have the theatrical cut, so not the extended versions, so we can watch one movie every once in a while.
Okay.
Because they are a bit longer, but they're so good. They are
man.
what movie adaptations wish they all were. They are the perfect movie adaptations. I will say a few of the things that they changed in Return of the King was like, yeah, you could have done it a little differently, but like I'm totally fine with the way Jackson did it and his decisions to cut some things out. I'm totally fine with, because I will spoil something for you.
Oh my God.
No. So at the end of The Return of the King, once everything is said and done, there's actually an entire other section of things that happen in the books that Peter Jackson completely cut out, because in the grand scheme of things, they weren't 100% necessary for the overall story. It was just kind of like a little secondary, like, oh yeah, we need to clean this up too.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, this movie will be another hour long if I put all of this in it. And so he just completely cut that out, which I'm fine with. Everyone's just like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. And like, no, I'm totally fine with like that. You know, decisions were made, and it was a perfectly fine, reasonable decision for him to cut. So I guess that wasn't much of a spoiler, but
that some stuff's not going to be in it, and I won't know the difference.
Yeah. But no, genuinely, like as far as movie adaptations go, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was one of the few fantasy movies that ever received like an Oscar award, either a nomination or award. Did they win? I think they might have actually won, which is very difficult for fantasy, especially from book to movie. Like it just does not happen. Amazing. But yeah, like I watched the movie for the first time before reading the book, and it ended that way, and I'm like, ouch.
You know what movie is so sad? Chicken Little.
Bro.
I watched it last night. It's so sad.
I have a really hard time watching any kind of storyline where the person is outcasted or thought of as differently or bullied in any capacity.
And his dad. Oh my God, his dad is so mean to him.
I have a hard time with that.
Oh my God, I can't. He's so little too, and he's such a baby. He's in middle school.
He's so cute.
And he's like, he thought the sky was falling. It was this whole bad thing. And his dad's like, can't you just disappear? Like, can't you just go away? He's like, Dad, I want to join the baseball team. He just wants one chance to change everybody's mind. And his dad's like, you ought to lay low. And he's like, oh, I was just kidding, huh?
You know what other movie really hurts my soul? Meet the Robinsons.
Dude, we were going to watch that after Chicken Little.
I love Meet the Robinsons. You've seen it?
It's so good.
It's so good. It is, honestly, it is one of the few... I have a really, really hard time with time travel. I have a very difficult time with time travel just because of how absolutely inaccurate...
Gooby makes me so sad.
That's just it. That is just it. But this is... Because it's not traveling back in time, it's actually traveling to the future. It works, and I'm totally okay with it. But just to see, like, what he goes through and how he ends up, and to understand like his actual villain story and everything. I have a big head and little arms. I don't anyway,
Master.
It breaks my heart. And it honestly,
when he's got this stake on his eyeball.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And he's so little.
Oh my God.
His
he's
little
so
tired
precious.
eyes.
He's got such dark little bags under his eyes.
I know.
I just want to give him a hug. But then to know that he goes back, when he goes back to his normal time and he fixes it.
You want to know what we watched?
It really helps, but at the same time, it's so sad to know that if he didn't catch that ball, to know where he would have ended up.
He fell asleep.
But oh my God. But he did. He woke him up and he caught the ball, so it was fine. Like you know that he doesn't progress into what actually happened. But to know that if he hadn't caught the ball, what happened? Like
they beat him up.
I have a really hard time with that. I'm gonna cry.
That's horrible.
We need to move on. I'm gonna cry.
You know what we watched instead of Meet the Robinsons, which is also very sad? Big Hero 6.
Oh! Oh my gosh.
That movie's so good. I haven't seen it in such a long time.
Yo, that is peak perfection Disney.
But also, you know what a question I asked while we were watching it?
Wait a second. Go back.
Okay.
What is the scenario that you're watching these movies?
My sister and I were watching.
Just deciding to watch them for no reason? Movie night? It's not. It wasn't
Yeah.
some like event. I was thinking there.
No.
Okay, no, okay.
We
cool.
just sat down and
I love that.
had dinner, and
Oh, I love that. Okay. Guess what
Um,
movie you still haven't watched?
I don't even know what it's called.
Dude, Cinderella Story.
Oh yeah,
Or it's not called A Cinderella Story. That's a different one. It's Ever After.
Ever After.
It's the original Cinderella Story.
I know. Well, I don't like honestly choose to watch movies. I don't really.
You're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chicken Little's so sad. I couldn't take it.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen that. Just
Bad
because I know it was
things,
so
just
bad.
like bad things kept happening to him. It was awful, and he's so crafty, and he's like so adorable. Ugh. Anyway, Big Hero 6. I have not seen that in a long time.
Me and my friends sobbed in the theater.
Yeah.
I say sobbed. We were both crying.
Oh, you know what I was wondering though while I was watching it? Are orphan kids common?
What do you mean?
I feel like so many Disney movies or just so many kids movies hit like an orphan kid trope or like an orphan kid demographic, and I was just wondering like why.
It's
Gooby. There's another one.
yeah.
Like so many times like both the parents died and it's like in the same thing, and like
it's an easy shtick to have trauma
is that it?
to kind of emphasize their villain
Frozen.
origins.
Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, but let's talk about Big Hero 6 for a second, because that was extreme levels of orphanism. He lost his entire family.
I said that as the movie started. I forgot kind of how it went, and then I realized I was like, oh dang, poor kid.
I thought like Lilo and Stitch was sad because
He was
they lose their
14.
parents. Yeah, but you know, Lilo still has her.
Oh,
older
there's
sister.
another one.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, at least Nani is still around. But no, freaking Hero loses his entire family.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, God bless Cass, the aunt, but like, still, that, I mean, come on. Like, he hadn't even yet gotten over his parents' death, and his best friend brother dies. Like, and in such a horrendous
Good
way.
portrayal of grief, though. Honestly, he's just sitting in his room. He's like not eating food.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
it was a
all right.
really, really accurate. Yeah, me and my friend Alexander, we were like crying in the theater, and a couple of our other buddies were like, "Are y'all okay?" We're like, "No."
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, I love that one. It's like genuinely also to show how healing is not linear as well. To show how he gets together with his friends to become these heroes and everything, but he allows his anger to also almost destroy him and his revenge. It wasn't just like saving people, it was actual revenge and everything, and to show the anger of what he almost did, and his friends calling him out like, hey, that's not what we signed up for, that's not what we do, not okay, hero, you're not being a hero right now. It's like,
Good movie.
yeah, we talk about that all day.
I also
if we can.
love when like sciencey things in movies are like realistic.
And not like too far off the
Like
deep
I
end.
feel like Marvel movies. I'm like, what is even happening? But then I watched that and I'm like, oh, that seems legit. Like the bike with the magnetized wheels
Yeah.
on the bike. I'm like, heck yeah.
that is science that could be achieved
Exactly.
if we tried hard enough. Yeah.
Okay, one thing for sure is that Honey Lemon takes a selfie and she clicks on the side of her phone. I think they just came out with a phone that does that. Like you can tap on, like as if it's a camera, you tap on the top of it and it'll take a picture. I just saw a
I don't
phone that came out
remember.
with that.
Oh, it looks like I have to watch the movie again.
You should.
No, the other thing that I appreciate, I just read a series of books. The books were very good, but it almost wrapped up too nicely, too pretty. I don't like a perfect, happy, wrapped in a bow ending of things. I want more realistic. This whole story had a bunch of secondary characters, and they're in the middle of this war. They're all going through whatever. Nobody dies. I'm like, you have an entire group of people who are fighting this war, and nobody dies.
Well, you love to kill
What?
people off.
I don't love to kill people off. I just like the realistic expectation of what is going on. And another series that I read, because of fantasy, there's always that way of getting out of the death, or it can be fixed easily with like a special healing, and that's why I don't like about fantasy is they push too much into just like the instant healing, and I'm like, no, let's be realistic about this. This is a problem. I'm talking in circles, I know I am, but I read this other series where this girl has a fatal wound, but there's this other character who has an ability that, you know, you're putting in your head like, oh, this could work. He could actually bring her back. But he doesn't, because he's like, that's not how this works. And I'm like, thank you. I'm sobbing. I'm ripping my heart out. I'm like ready to vomit. I'm so sad because this character is dying and you can't bring her back. But thank you for actually being realistic about it. Yeah, you have this power that can bring back the dead, but not in the way that we want. It's like,
right.
I was so thankful for that, and I loved it, and it will always be one of my favorite series now because of the reality of it. And so when things are too neat, too pretty, I'm like, it takes the stakes out of it. And that's actually why, and I'm going to say it, oh my gosh, Harry Potter, it's the one issue I have with Harry Potter. The absolute limitlessness of the magic system. I like a magic system with rules and regulations and limitations, and Harry Potter does not have that. There is a spell for everything. That you have to figure it out, and you have to like learn how to do it and everything, but there is a spell for literally everything, and it just takes the stakes out of it. And also, pop someone with a gun and you're done. Like, this happened in the 90s. This isn't like it's, you know, shoot Voldemort in the head with a gun and be done with it. There's all this like magic where literally just like pop a cap in his ass and we're done. Like,
shoot him with a gun.
It drove me crazy. It's just like, when there's such an obvious solution, it drives me crazy when it's not addressed. When things actually have like, here's a solution, okay, but we're gonna address it because that's not how it works. I love that. I thrive on it.
I've never interacted with Harry Potter in any way, shape, or form.
No? You missed the train on that one then. Man, it was a phenomenon. It was an
Josie's
era.
into it.
Yeah, I was born and raised on it. The fact that I have always had this issue with it, and I'm just now coming out and saying it. Like, it irritates me when I want the limitations. And that's why I love fantasy, but when it talks about like high fae characters who have instant healing abilities, I hate it. I hate instant healing ability.
Now, how do you feel about Tangled?
That's totally different.
What?
It was so funny. I was literally just thinking about Tangled and how much I love it. And
right, I know you love Tangled, so I'm
obsessed
confused.
with Tangled. Hers is different because it's not endless. Her healing abilities are just, it's straight up just like a healing thing. Her magic powers can't do anything else. So it's not like, you know, if someone got their leg chopped off, it's not going to regrow the leg. So there are limits to her power, even within its own abilities, its own healing abilities. And also there's a vulnerability to it because, you know, she gets her hair cut off and it stops working. And so she has to rely on a different method kind of thing. So it's not a fix-all.
How did you feel about the haircut?
I love it.
You like it short?
Yeah, I do.
A lot of people are mad about that.
A lot of people are mad, like, oh, come on, you could have left her with a little something to work with. But no, I think it suits her so well.
I just stress the fact that it doesn't grow anymore.
I distress about that too. Yes, it hurts my soul a little bit, but at least it was a cute cut.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
My brain is melted. I love that movie so much. Listen,
it's really
when I
good.
say I love that movie so much, me and my friend, when it first came out, we went home after school. We were in high school at the time. We went home. She would come to my house, and for 2 months, every single day, we would watch that movie. I can quote that movie word for word.
That's
how much I love that movie.
Wow.
It was a little freakish. And I'm not exaggerating when I say every day for 2 months, we played that movie. Yeah. I am unwell, folks.
I think that's the lesson we all learned, which we learn every episode, is that you are not.
That's all this podcast is. It's just a recorded version of my diagnoses that I'm gonna have eventually. I'm just gonna give
evidence.
I'm gonna give my future psychiatrists and doctors these, and they're just gonna be able to diagnose me with everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love roller skating.
You've done that recently?
It's my new thing. Get into it with me.
I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't.
Why not?
Because I break my face and my wrists.
Yeah, I thought I broke my wrist.
Yeah, that's not.
I didn't though.
Well, that's good. I mean, obviously, you're not encouraging me to get out there with you.
Come on.
No. I told Natalie, I was like, I want to rent a bunch of hockey gear so I can learn to ice skate without the fear of getting hurt. If I was like padded up to eternity, I'd be okay.
So we're roller skating. I'm gonna listen. Okay, I know I said it's my new thing. I've only gone one time in my whole life, but I loved it and I want it to be my new thing. So I'm gonna get some knee pads and some wrist pads especially,
Neon leg warmers? Are you going to really do that?
Absolutely not. But I would love to get good at it, and then in the summer we can skate on the tennis court. Wouldn't that be so fun? Yes, it is.
How about instead of skating on the tennis court, we play tennis on the tennis court?
Can I play on roller skates?
No. That'll be interesting. I would love to see you try.
No, I can't.
We said so many times we were going to play tennis, and we never actually did it.
Yeah, well, physical activity, man.
Yeah.
But I do like roller skating, I think.
I really want to learn to ice skate. I wish I was not so old to the point where fear would get in the way of things.
Get padded up.
Yeah.
I like that too. Because I fell twice, and the second time I was afraid to fall again because I thought I was going to actually break my wrist if I hadn't already.
It's just the fear. Like, heights. Nobody's afraid of actual heights. They're afraid of falling.
Yeah.
You know, as long as I feel super secure, you can put me 10,000 feet up and dangle me around. As long as I feel secure, then I'm not going to fall.
Would you ever do, like, skydiving?
No.
No?
It's the sensation of falling. And skydiving is quite literally just endless falling.
I would love it, but you see that video on TikTok of that girl, and her cheeks are, like, up here, and she's, like, trying to pull her own face down so she can breathe? That'd be me.
My parents went skydiving. You know that, right?
I don't know.
They went skydiving, and it was a tandem jump. So an instructor is attached to you, basically, and they have a video recorder on their wrist, and they can hold it out and film your face and everything as it's flapping in the wind. All you have to do is smile real big. You just smile real big, and it holds your cheeks.
That makes sense.
My mom did not do that, so she said,
That's awful. I would love to do it.
I would hate it. No, I just genuinely don't like the sensation of falling. Like, you know those rides at the fair? The ones that just go up and drop? I just
don't like my organs moving.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I hate
I'm
that.
with you on that.
So, skydiving is not my thing.
It.
My parents said that they looked at the world differently for 2 weeks. Like, things were just brighter for 2 weeks.
Adrenaline?
Something. They just had a new outlook on life. Because when you're so high up and you're floating around and you're just looking at the world around you,
it's cool.
You're confronted with the reality of life, I guess. You come back down to earth and you're just like, what is life?
I do know somebody who died skydiving.
Not your grandma?
Not my grandma.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, she died in a hospital. No, I have a friend whose aunt, I don't know what happened with the parachute, but they hit the ground.
That is, oof. I saw a video of those two guys, like base jumpers, you know, like the flying squirrel suit kind of thing.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, they jumped, and something happened with the other guy's suit or parachute or something, and his friend watched his buddy fall to his death.
No.
And he had like the video, like a GoPro on his helmet, and he's just screaming, and he couldn't do anything because he had to like slowly descend because or you know, and so he'd just be up there flying around knowing that anyway, okay,
that's horrible.
We really got to move on. Oh gosh, I don't like that. No, what you were saying though earlier about like being at a funeral and not crying and everything. I don't cry
at my grandma's.
Yeah, but I cry more at other people's emotions. Like I feel for them. It's like a vicarious kind of like, if I was alone, no, I probably wouldn't cry. I cry when I see other people crying because like I think about the way that they must be feeling and the hurt that they're feeling, and that hurts me to know that they're hurting.
I'm the same.
I don't hurt, but I hurt for them hurting.
Yes. I cry every time I see my sister cry.
Yeah.
That kills me every time. That is awful. But everybody was crying at my grandma's services, and I've never been to something like that where everybody is crying.
Well, she was loved.
Isn't that awful?
Do you know what's awful?
What?
Should I even talk about that?
You don't have
we're going to.
Okay.
No, so like I said, my grandfather had 2 memorial services, and my grandfather was a character. He was not the greatest of men. He had a history. We're not going to get into all of that. He was not a good man. It wasn't until his last years of life where he really turned it around. But the memorial service was kind of a roast, honestly.
Oh, no.
More people stood up and just talked about, like, oh, yeah, he was a terrible person. He did this, did that. But then at the end, he really turned around. Yeah, he did this, he did that, and he was terrible, blah, blah, blah. But he really turned it around. And I'm like, I'm thankful that I didn't know the bad side of my grandpa. Because for the majority of his life, they lived in Florida. So when I was young, we visited him a couple times, and I only got to see the happy holiday grandpa.
Right.
But obviously, my mom grew up with him as the not good grandpa that he used to be. My mother visited him in prison while he was in prison for however many years because of the not good man that he was. And I never knew him like that. So at the memorial service, I'm listening to people bash him and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I stood up and I was just like, listen, I don't know what everyone's talking about. I just remember one of my favorite memories was sitting with my grandfather as we're listening to his stereo and we're just falling asleep together listening to music, and just because that way he loved music and his music taste was very similar to mine because I'm old and I listen to more of my parents' and grandparents' music than I listen to mine. But I was like, this is kind of crazy. So I'm like, and then I go to funerals at our church. They're very morose, and I'm like, I'm a celebration of life type of person. Me too. I'm like, let's party it up. Let's like, hallelujah, they're finally home. You know, sucks for us, but like for them, heck yeah, they're finally living it up in the life that they were always meant to be. Like this life is just a starting. This is a launch pad. We're gearing up for what's really coming for life. You know, this is not our life. So I'm like happy for them and everything, and I'm like, let's celebrate the good time that they had here, and now they get to double it up where they are now. And here it's just like, oh, they struggled and they were in so much pain, and you know, but they never complained. It's just like, folks, like, geez, I don't want to have a funeral here.
No.
I don't know. But again, that's because I vicariously feel my emotions through other people. I want to be the happy side. I want people to be happy about it so I can be happy. But if I see you crying, then I'm going to cry, and I don't want to do that.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
This is the saddest episode ever.
So, in other words, I have to eat my words.
Oh, no.
So, okay, it's been a little while since we recorded. It was over Christmas. We didn't record anything for Christmas. The episode that I was editing, I heard a clip where we were talking about, like, Secret Santa and the different ways of going about holidays and whatever. And I said, vehemently, I would never do a Secret Santa without a outline of what another person likes. Guess I gotta eat my words, because guess what? My family the past 2 years has done like a white elephant, but with homemade gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And this past year, it didn't go well because nobody wanted to steal. I don't know why, but nobody wanted to steal, and it was just a very awkward situation. And then afterwards, I guess my grandmother texted my cousin, who ended up with one of the things that I made. She wanted it, but she didn't steal it during the game. She just texted my cousin afterwards. She's like, yeah, can I actually have that instead?
You can't do that.
That's not how the game works.
That's
and so it just completely missed the point. And I'm like, we can't do this again. This was like weird. So we did it. We did a Secret Santa, and I'm stuck trying to figure out something to get my family member without any kind of outline. So I have to eat my words. I'm in a Secret Santa with no outline.
Yeah, I don't like Secret Santa. I did good, but guess who hasn't gotten anything yet? Me.
Yeah.
And not that I care, but that's not fair.
I kind of liked the idea of the homemade gifts because I'm terrible at gift giving.
That's a really cool idea.
So at least I can explore like a new little hobby, and I can, you know, kind of get something generic that anybody would like.
Yeah.
I liked that aspect of it, but it was just like the white elephant trading thing that didn't work. And so I was like, and now the person I have, I don't know what to get them. I'm like, I'm going to recruit someone else who knows them a little bit better. And I'm like, do I buy something or do I just make them a blanket? Because that's what I do. I'm making my blanket. I'm making my dad a blanket right now. And I'm annoyed. The starter chain with the crochet, I make it a certain length. And I'm like, okay, that seems like a good length. And once I have it the other direction, it'll be a good size.
Yeah.
Something about the stitch that I'm doing expands it way longer than I needed it to. So now it's awkwardly long and not wide enough, but it's 10,000 pounds because I've got 10 skeins of yarn. Actually, I think
yarn is so expensive too.
It is very expensive. This blanket is pushing upwards of $120 right now.
Wow.
It's going to have 1,480 yards of yarn. And I'm a little over halfway done with it right now. And it's heavy. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's awkwardly long and not wide enough. Am I going to unravel almost 1,500 yards of sinking yarn and like resize this thing? I'm gonna end up strangling him with it rather than give him a blanket. This is stupid. Like, why did I decide crocheting was my thing? I'm obviously terrible at it.
You're not terrible at it. It's not easy.
Well, my problem is, like I said, I don't count. I just kind of measure, and I'm like, oh, this is a good size, and then it just like expands, and I'm like, how is this happening? I have the same number of stitches in the line. What the heck?
That's funny.
Anyway. I bumped up my heat to a diabolical 65.
Oh my God.
Remember I was at 63? I was sitting in my living room.
What happened?
It got a little cold, and I was like, I'm kind of tired of being a little cold. So I bumped it up to 65. Then it was too hot, so I think I bumped it back down to 64.
We keep it at 69, 70 here.
I keep my office at 68, and it's still a little toasty. My coworker. Oh, speaking of, that's a new
I was
thing.
going to ask you about it.
I finally did move, folks. It happened, and my
Yay.
office is incredible. I absolutely love it. I feel so at home there. I really made it. I'm going to show you a picture.
You
I
can
love it.
show me a picture.
No, this is when it's finally up and
Okay.
done and everything like that. Not quite done because I still have a radiator cover to cover this secondary heating unit that is in there. But here it is. I'm going to show Mary Grace. Those curtains have been swapped out. They're a little too jazzy for me and everything.
That's so nice.
But I absolutely love it. I have now a bookcase in there of books that I'm planning on selling. And that just transformed the space into something so, it was very beautiful and very nice. But like that bookshelf really made it cozy. And I was there all day the other day and I didn't even want to leave. I was like, I'm fine just sitting here and hanging out in my office because I love it that much.
That's amazing.
But each of the rooms has its own heating unit. I keep my office at 68.
Oh, that's nice, though, that you
Yeah.
have your own
Well,
unit.
the other issue, though, is that my coworker keeps her office when she's not there at 71
Wow.
degrees. And then somebody keeps messing with the little waiting room area and keeps bumping up to 69. And then it gets really, really hot. And so my other coworker is just like, it's too hot. So she has hers down at 65. But all the doors are open. So we're all sharing heat. And it's
Oh,
not
man.
evening out. And I'm like, I am correct at 68. Everything needs to be 68.
68's good.
Anyway, we're still figuring things out a little bit. It's still...
There's no such thing as, like, cold air. It's just, like, an absence of heat.
It's the same with light. There's no such thing as darkness. It's an absence of light. There's no such thing as evil. It's just the absence of good.
Is that true?
No. No, there's straight up, there's evil. There is evil in the world.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Because I would say an absence of good could maybe be neutral.
That's more of existential that I would have to think about a little bit more.
I don't know. Because what if you have an absence of both?
You're dead.
Oh, you're me. Bland.
Numb. It's just numbness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You get
I
anything
mean-
cool for Christmas?
I'm the one who has to transition quickly. Now you threw me
Transition!
off. Transition! What did I get? I did get something cool for Christmas.
What'd you get?
Because I straight up asked my mother for it, and she actually got me the things that I wanted for Christmas.
The bookshelf?
I got my anxiety bookshelf.
Yay.
I got my collapsible shopping cart,
Yay.
which is taking some getting used to because I kind of feel like an idiot putting that thing up and down and everything out of my car and like pushing the shopping. So it did, but I love it. The convenience of it is unbelievable. I actually, taking a bunch of books into my office the other day, I used it instead of carrying the boxes back and forth. I used my shopping cart, and it was amazing. It was
Yay.
amazing. Oh my gosh. I highly recommend it just for the sheer convenience of moving things. I did get that. I got my Bible history timeline. What else did I get? I got a few of the things that I asked for. What about you?
I got boots.
Nice.
I needed them so badly,
Nice.
and I love them so much.
Very good.
Nothing else is worth mentioning. I love my boots.
It's always nice having like that one pinnacle thing.
I needed them.
As long as you appreciate everything else that you did get, in fact.
I didn't really get anything. My mom got me a mortar and pestle.
Oh, fun.
I haven't used it yet.
Well, that's kind of more of the fun of just having it rather than using it.
Just look at it.
Where did I get this bruise?
I've got a bruise on my leg that I don't know where I got it either.
You want to see a fantastic bruise?
I'll see one. Oh?
Do you see that?
What did you do? Oh, you have the littlest feet. Oh my gosh, what happened?
That bookcase that I was talking about?
Oh no.
That thing is lucky it's not in splinters. I was putting together a bookshelf in my office, and I went to pick it up, but I did like the claw hands on the back of it to like lift it up, and it just crashed down on my foot, and then it
Ouch.
bounced off of the top of my foot and smashed my toes, and so that's that big old bruise there.
Oh.
It skinned the top of my foot
Yup.
there. Yeah, it hit
Ooh.
me here, bounced, and then hit me there. So that
One
was
time
fun.
I dropped a pumpkin on my foot and it broke my skin open and bruised me.
Well, that's not. It's weird because that's not like an actual cut.
It's like a blood vessel break
something
or something.
other. But it looks like a cut, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very weird. But yeah, that one hurt. I thought I broke it because the adrenaline rush hit my stomach and made me so nauseous the exact same way that happened when I broke my arm.
Oh.
And then I was freaking out. I felt like that. I was like, oh my God, tell me I just broke my foot. So I quickly stood up to see if I could put weight and everything on it. And I was like, oh no, we have to sit back down. So I started seeing white around the edges. All the blood drained from my face. I felt myself go really hot and cold at the same time. And I was like, I'm going to sit down before I go down.
Oh my gosh.
It was not a fun time. And of course, my coworker had an entire family. She's a midwife. She had an entire family in her office. So I couldn't cuss up a storm the way I wanted to. And so I'm sitting there in silence, just writhing on the floor in pain and just trying to breathe through the nausea, trying not to vomit everywhere as a happy-go-lucky family is right next to me. It was not a fun night. And that was 2 days after getting hit with like some kind of flash flu that I was at work and just progressively got more and more tired to the point where I was like, this is weird. Like, it's a weird level of tired.
Mm-hmm.
I get home. It was 6 o'clock. I crawl into bed and I'm watching Lord of the Rings and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm really stinking hot right now, like hotter than a person should be. And I was running a temperature. I had a slight fever. I'm like, what the heck is going on right now?
Oh my gosh.
And then as I'm sitting there and I'm like, took my temperature and then it hit me and I was like, all the aches and pains all over my body. I'm like, I have like the flu right now. Like, what? That came out of absolutely, I felt fine yesterday and now I have the flu today. And that was a Monday. Sunday I felt fine, other than this one spot in my throat and at the top of my lungs still felt like cold and shriveled from what I thought was the walk to the hockey game the night before. It was freezing cold and we had to walk. And you know, when your lungs get cold and they shrivel up. Well, I was watching the game after that walk and my lungs just didn't unshrivel. It felt like they were still cold. And then I still felt like that a little bit the next day. And I was like, man, I really must have sucked down a lot of cold air or something. I don't know what's going on.
No.
But then I got the flu the next day. I'm like, wait, what? Then I was fine the next day.
What?
It was like a flash flu. I don't know what the heck it was. But then 2 days later, I smashed my foot and I told Natalie, I was like, I am done with this week. I'm done. So here we are. Back at it, baby.
I had a weird, like, sick thing before I went to Ohio after Christmas where I was like...
It's called Ohio.
No, it was before that.
It was the knowledge of Ohio.
I kept waking up with, like, a sore throat, and I was like, you know, like, when you're about to, like, have a cold or you're about to be sick, and you just feel, like, just barely off, and it's, like, all that anxiety, because you're like, shoot, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel awful.
Yeah.
But I just kept resetting to the same point of, like, I just stayed there, like, about to be sick.
Ugh.
And I was like, move in one direction.
Yeah.
Either I feel better or I get sick.
Yeah.
Quick, because I gotta
crap or get off the pot.
It was like
kind of thing.
over a week that I just was in between, and I hated it.
It like the verge of knowing like all things are going to go downhill, and like I have to start like mentally rearranging my life to accommodate being sick.
Yes.
And like also figuring out, is this the type of sick that I have to take off of work, or is it just kind of your classic, you know, suck it up and don't breathe on your client, obviously, but like it's fine. It's not like that kind of contagious. But it, like, you have to jump through mental hoops. And like I said, I'm constantly thinking about my maladaptive daydreams and stuff. I don't have room to make more accommodations for all this nonsense. There's no more room in my brain.
Oh my gosh. I've talked to you about me trying to figure out this independent study thing that I have to take, right?
I don't know.
Let me take you through the moment. Okay. I am a women's gender and sexuality studies minor. Okay? I need one class left to finish it. That is WGS 400. So I see this on my list of like things left to fulfill, and I'm like, oh, it's just some 400 level women's studies class. Okay. It's not. I go to register for it.
You did talk about, yeah, okay.
And it's not there.
Yeah.
And I look up the course online, and it's an independent study, and it's offered occasionally. I'm like, what is this?
If it's an independent study, it should just be whenever you get around to it.
Well, nobody told me anything about it. It was just one of the 5 things I'd left to do. I'm like, okay. So I go to the department to try to talk to the secretary, and nobody's there. And I go the next day, and nobody's there. And I emailed her, and no answer. And I keep going every day. And before you're like, Mary Grace, were you only going at lunchtime? No. I was going once in the morning and once in the afternoon, and she was never there. I went to the woman next door, the secretary next door, to see if she would know when the other one would be back. And I was just like standing there, like, you know, like secretary, she was like typing on her computer. So I'm just standing there waiting for her to like finish and turn to me and say, hi, what can I do for you? but that never happened. I just waited for a long time, and then I was like looking at her desk, and I just saw she had this plaque that said like, "Please let me drop everything for your problem" or something, and I was like,
wow.
I don't know that I feel comfortable doing that now. Like, I'm gonna leave, and so I did. So finally, she's there, and I walk in, and I'm like, "Hi, I have a question about WGS 400." She goes, "Oh yeah, you emailed me," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I sent it to so and so. They'll get back to you." Hey, do you want to guess if they ever did? No, I don't even know who she sent that to. So I never heard from anybody. Well, obviously, I'm waiting on this person, right? Don't hear anything. So I email the coordinator. I don't know. I went through like another person who directed me to so-and-so. The coordinator? I don't remember. And this is in November. And she goes, "Oh, yes, I emailed so-and-so. He has to help you set it up. I included him in this email. He'll help you set it up." I'm like, okay, go wait to hear from him. And then it's December. And now it's January. And I'm like, how long am I supposed to wait?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, when do I stop wait? Like,
don't, because you have to keep on with people like that.
No, I know.
There's been so many times where I push things off thinking I'm being patient, and they just like left me high and dry.
So this was in November that he got involved. So I'm waiting. And so a couple weeks ago, I'm like, I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait. It was like right after the new year. So I email him. Nothing. I email her. Nothing. My mom was like, this is enough. My mom calls like admissions or something. And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's on vacation. He'll get back to you the first week of class." How am I supposed to take a class? I don't know anything about it before I take it. And then it's going to start the first week of class. And they're like, "Don't worry, she has until I drop." If I'm like, huh? That's ridiculous.
The incompetency is just like, you have your role as some kind of coordinator for a school. Like, you need to be present to be able to coordinate those things.
I can't believe how many people have not gotten back to me in this whole process.
The incompetency is incredible. And they expect us to pay all this kind of money to be totally fooled around and nobody have any idea. It's so stupid. College is a scam. Good on your sister for dropping and going to OCC. That's the way to do it, honestly. And that's the frustrating thing, too. We've talked about it before, is like the reputation that community college gets, that it's subpar and everything. I got a great education at OCC.
Oh my, are you kidding? I loved it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved OCC. It is a complete and total gimmick to pay all this kind of money from these big brand name schools and everything. Mm-hmm. College in general is an absolute scam. Every bit of information that you can get in school is free for the taking anywhere, any library, any internet access and everything. You can get the entire education. You are literally just paying an obscene amount of money for a piece of paper that says you did it.
Well, you're paying literally for your name also.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I'm like, you're not paying for the education. You can get the education for free.
It's like a name brand.
You're paying for the name, for paying for the paper, and it's just frustrating because unfortunately we live in a society where you can't get around it because everything. Oh, you need a master's degree. Oh, you need a bachelor's degree. Oh, you need this. It's like, no,
and the requirements are getting crazier.
Well, that's just it. I'm like, no, I need the knowledge. I need the education, which I can get for free. You want the title. Okay. I'm going to make myself angry. We got to go.
No, I know.
And on that note, I'm starting to get hangry. I also have work in a little while. Do you want to go get lunch?
Sure. What do you want?
Come on now.
Okay. Let's go.
Chipotle! It was great talking at
do you get guacamole on it?
Yeah.
I got it for the first time the other day.
Didn't like it.
So much on.
I love it.
And there was like unripe avocado in there.
Guacamole. Guacamole.
I don't think I'll be doing that again.
I like it.
It was too much.
I like when I get a straight up chunk of avocado. It's not even guacced anymore. It's just avocado.
But it was unripe. I was like stabbing the avocado and nothing was happening.
It's an avocado. Yeah, I like it. I was actually just thinking about it this morning because I wanted to ask you to go. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to get queso anymore.
Okay. Why?
I don't know if their queso is flavorful enough to be worth the extra money. It's more of a texture thing, honestly.
I think it is good for the texture because I got some for the first time a couple weeks ago and it's good.
It's a nice adhesive.
Yes. It makes it like sloppy, ooey gooey.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
get it.
I think I'm going to get it. I'm just going to keep spending money.
I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
I talked myself into it. Yeah. All right. Chipotle time. Wonderful talking at you folks. It's great to be back.
Yay.
We've got another episode coming here soon before this one. once I
yes.
send that to you, get that shindig figured out.
Shindig.
Yeah.
This
Okay,
is
bye.
so fun. Okay, bye.